Justice League number 19, written by Jeff Johns, art by Ivan Reyes. So last issue, the Justice League decided to admit 3 new members of the Atom, Firestorm, and Element Woman. And this issue gets to that, but first we pick up in the Batcave where Red Hood Jason Todd is talking to Alfred, and they basically want to set up one of those memorial tubes that Jason got for his costume, but for Damian's costume. And Alfred's just trying to be like, oh, look, Bruce really needs this. We really should do this for him. And Jason's like, I mean, it's different than when I died. I was just another Robin. I'm not his biological son. And Alfred's like, no, it hit him hard. Even if you don't think it did, you dying hit him hard. And Alfred starts crying and whatnot. And then they both get attacked by some dude in like kinda Batman gear. He's got a utility belt and everything. And he takes out Red Hood with an electric shock, and then Alfred, he just kind of like choke slams down to the ground. But before that, Alfred's like, Batman will find you. And he's like, yeah, I hope so. So then this guy makes his way deeper into the cave, and he bypasses a handprint scanner, and not by like hacking it. He just lets him in, and he makes his way deeper and deeper, past a retinal scan as well that lets him in, until finally he gets to this chest that contains boxes with all of the Justice Leaguers' symbols on them. And he takes the one for Superman and cracks it open, and a green glow is coming out of the box. But first, before we deal with that, we're going to cut over to a horde of apes riding on boars in like a fantasy setting. And we see the Atom. He is also riding on a horse, charging into the battle, saying, all right, everybody, attack. And she's got a frost sword on her, and then all of a sudden, her alarm starts going off. And she's like, it can't be 10 o'clock already. I gotta go, guys, I got a meeting. And everyone's like, what? No, we just started our raid. Come on, Atom, you gotta stay in here with us, or else we'll die. And she's like, sorry, gotta go. And she leaves the game, but seemingly she literally shrunk down into the game. Like we see her jumping out of the computer screen. I don't get this one. This one's a bit beyond me, is that she was actually physically in the game, it seems. Anyway, she puts on her costume and she's like, all right, let's go. So she teleports up to the watchtower, but nobody is there to greet her, save for Firestorm, who's just having an argument with himself at the central table. And Adam walks up like, hey, who are you talking to? He's like, not important. Do you know where everyone is? And they're like, nah, did we get the wrong date? It's not like Superman to forget. I don't think he actually is able to forget. And then we cut down to Kahndaq. And there's a whole hostage situation going on between the military and a cultist group called the Sons of Adam. And they are threatening to kill a hostage to show that they don't negotiate. But one of the people points out, like, wait a minute, hold on. We took 8 hostages and now there are 10. What the heck's going on around here? And then one of the hostages stands up, and turns out it's Wonder Woman. She throws a punch, takes out the main guy, and then Superman reveals himself as another one who heat visions their guns away and then helps free all the hostages. So, cut back to the Batcave. We see Batman and Cyborg down there doing some analyzing. Red Hood's there, and he's like, I should have heard the guy coming. I'm sorry, I know I'm a disappointment. He's like, Jason, it's cool. It's whatever. Just go do your thing. So, Cyborg's then like, yeah, no, this guy was like really prepared. He was giving off an EMP the whole time, so none of the cameras picked him up. He also wasn't like a cyborg or anything. He only weighed 180 pounds, so he's probably human. Aquaman comes up from the river beneath and is like, well, he didn't swim through the currents because that would have killed him. So whoever this guy is, he knew how to get in here, and he was very good at it. But what was he even after? Because like he didn't even access the computers. What's going on here? And Batman's like, I don't know. Hey, Cyborg, you got anything? And all of a sudden, Cyborg gets this pop-up window of Superman and Wonder Woman causing international tensions by being the first Americans to cross into Kahndaq in like a decade. And Batman's like, okay, I need you to teleport me to them now. And we see they're up at some old ruins or something like that in Kahndaq, and they're like, man, this place is pretty cool. And Wonder Woman's basically, Clark, we could just save the whole country. Like, we could just get in there and like impose our will and make this place totally cool again, and nobody could stop us. And Clark's like, no, it's not up to us to change the world. We inspire, we don't interfere. And she's like, right. But like, we could at least do things of like giving the hostages like water and aid and like doing things that the world stage is not doing for them. We could save them. Or better yet, saying specifically the line, nothing can stop us. And Batman's like, okay, you don't say that ever again. And he just pops up behind him, because that's what supervillains say. And they're like, how in the world did you get in here? We both have some level of super hearing. He's like, oh, Cyborg, he has a silent mode now. Anyway, I need to talk to you guys in private. Here's the thing. We could have gone in on a stealth mission. We could have done this stealthily. But like, when you guys are doing things together in public, you represent the Justice League. Individually, yeah, do what you want. But in public, together, you're the Justice League. And you are making it so much harder for us to do things if you're going to keep on getting us in hot water on the world stage. And Superman's like, look, you know we didn't intend on this being a whole thing. Like, we're friends, Bruce. And he's like, right. And as a friend, I need to tell you, I know about you too. I know you guys are a couple. I don't care. Like, so be it. If that's, I'm happy you guys have found each other. Nobody else on the league knows, I think. But you guys are spending a lot more time together, so they'll probably piece together. But here's the thing. People in the world are not going to feel as happy for you as I do, because they're going to think that you two are like a marriage of super gods that are watching over the world, and you're going to do stuff. And they're like, who will? Who's going to do that? And he's like, well, somebody broke into my cave, and they didn't do it to get back at me. They did it to get back at you, Superman. And immediately Wonder Woman's like, what? What do you mean get back at... Do you have something that could hurt Superman, Batman? What did you do? And then at that point, we cut back to Firestorm and the Atom on the Watchtower. And basically, they're just walking around, looking around, seeing if they can find anybody, or at the very least, a bathroom. And at that point, there is a super loud boom. And they tumble to the ground, and then they look up. They see this creature with a fin on his head and 3 eyes come out saying, who are you? Where's the Justice League? Tell me, or else I will tear it from your minds and then feast on your flesh. Now, I know that this is Despero, is the name of the character, but they don't say that yet. This is just a new character that we are going to see more of. So, I like this issue. This is pretty much set up. This is just going into the next arc, what all is going to be happening. Last issue was getting the new characters involved, and in that regard, this is the second issue of that. But, I mean, couldn't you just see that entire plot of the Atom coming out of the video game and like having to go up there and only Firestorm's working? Like, that is the opening to an episode if this were adapted directly to TV. Like, can't you see that? So I'm going to say this is the beginning of the arc. In terms of the international stuff, I'm liking that. It's laying down some solid groundwork of, you know, gods and men. Are these people like doing, yes, they're doing good, but are they causing more harm than good in terms of public perception? And I do like that little back and forth there of these, because if there were a bunch of superpowered people, I don't think that they would be trusted implicitly. I like when this series is diving into that. So I like the little talk between the Trinity. I liked it all. Solid issue throughout. I can't really find anything that I dislike, so I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give it an 8.5. And the only reason it doesn't get up to 9 is just it doesn't have that extra little oomph factor to get it there. But it is a definitely solid issue. Art looks great. And I look forward to seeing who this character is that managed to overcome all of Batman's defenses.